Hey gardeners, welcome back. Hopefully we're all safe and well. It's now the 15th of May. We had our last snowstorm, I think 7 days ago, after a week of freezing weather every night. But it looks like we may be entering a period where we're finally over the winter weather and might give some serious thought to planting. Most of you have been buying seedlings, probably at Blue Seal, for a couple of years. You know that all of the seedlings that I grow for them are from seeds and varieties that are proven in New England, both for their performance and their durability, and being appropriate for the length of the growing season that we have. This year, because we have a much heightened awareness of sanitation in this pandemic, we're changing things a little bit, both for your convenience and your safety. In previous years, all of the trays and each individual six-pack or individual pack within that tray had its own individual tag, which you had to actually pull out of the pack, read. If it wasn't what you were looking for, stick it back in. We now know that that is not the preferred route in this particular time. So what we're doing this year, instead of individually tagging, that would require you to pull a tag out, put it back in, and then potentially be picking a tag up that somebody else had just looked at. We are labeling the trays on the outside with a basic description of what is in there. In past years, a lot of the tags were variety specific. They would say something like the tomato variety, big beef, with a very small description that would say a large slicing tomato. We find that most people are really just looking for what that tomato or that eggplant or that pepper is. I want a green pepper. I want a nice round slicer, or I want a big huge slicer. So on these tags on the outside, we're trying to just give a very brief description so that you do not have to pull an individual tag. You can look at the outside. In this particular example, these being Better Boy tomatoes, it will just say Better Boy tomato, red slicing tomato. If it were one of the huge single slice sandwich tomatoes, it will say huge red slicer. The same with the peppers. Green pepper, green to red pepper, sweet pepper, hot pepper. So you should be able to just look at the outside of the tray and know exactly if that's the variety you're looking for. Just take the single pack that you're looking for, or multiple packs, and not be handling a product that the previous customer may have handled, or that the next customer may handle. So hopefully this will work out, again, both for convenience and safety for everyone involved. So just very briefly, what we're going to have for varieties again this year. In tomatoes, we will have red slicers, and it'll be basically just a large red slicer, or if it just says red slicer, it'll mean that it's a standard, like a tennis ball size that you would get at a grocery store. So we'll have red slicers, we'll have cherry tomatoes, and it will just say red cherry tomato or golden cherry tomato for the sun goals. We will have one variety of paste tomato, the Roma, which will say Roma paste tomato. We'll have one variety of heirloom, the Brandywine, which will say red slicer, Brandywine heirloom. So very simply, all your information should be on the outside, allowing you to just go over and pick that one individual pack that you want out. We will have tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, either in six packs, for those of you who grow multiple plants, or in a larger individual size this year, which are perfect for container growing. Remember, if you've watched the last video on container growing, everything that you can grow in the ground, you can grow in a container. So again, everything will be labeled very simply on the outside. Go back and watch the videos on container growing and in-ground growing for everything you need to know about fertilizing your plants during the winter, during the summer season. Most of the varieties we will bring into the store this week. We are holding off a little bit longer on some of the very warm weather species like the hot peppers. And I know there's a fair number of closet pepperheads out there. We will this year have a really good selection for you, including hottest in the world Carolina Reapers, Ghost, chilled Teppan peppers, which are the African bird's eye. They call them the Bruce Lee peppers because they're very small, but they're going to kick your butt. They're so hot. Magnum habanero, and then we will have a few varieties like the slightly hotter and just warm, like the early jalapenos. So everything you're looking for will be in at the appropriate time, about one more week for some of those hot varieties. For flowers, we're going to have a really good selection of flowers for you because I grow hundreds of flowers here at the castle. I love flowers. I basically pick varieties that I love to grow that both produce really well through the entire season, are easy to care for, rugged, and in my estimation, some of the most beautiful varieties out there. We'll have everything from marigolds, cosmos, dahlia, different varieties of zinnias, some unusual ones. For those of you who like older varieties, one of my absolute favorite plants in the world for flowers are the amaranth series, especially like the Love Lies Bleeding, 6 feet tall, beautiful, long, pendulous flowers that bloom all summer. We will have a really good selection in the singles for you of the wave petunias. These again are the same petunias we use in those beautiful big hanging baskets in front of the Blue Seal store. This is one of them here. The very same singles. These are the same flower that we use. This is the same single variety that you can buy and put into your window boxes, your containers, or make your own hanging baskets. So that's about it. And the flowers will be labeled in the same way, just giving you an idea, like on the outside of a marigold, it might say Queen Sophia. You'll be able to see what the flower looks like because most of them are in bloom, and it'll just have a little indicator on there what the height will be. 10 to 12 inches, 16 to 18 inches, 2 or 3 feet if they get that high. We will have some perennials like one of my favorites is Anise hyssop, the Agastaki, which is a beautiful perennial. I don't think there's a flower out there that attracts more bees and butterflies and hummingbirds. Beautiful flowers. So if you have any questions, just ask the Blue Seal staff, or you can contact me through the YouTube page. Behind me, we'll talk about this in the next video. It's a very simple low tunnel. We'll go over how these are built. Again, very simple. If you're growing eggplant, and especially for you pepper growers, whether they're green peppers or hot peppers. Peppers, eggplant love warmer, drier conditions. This will allow you to have an atmosphere that will probably increase your production of peppers, eggplants, and hot peppers by, I've seen, a magnitude of 10 on the improvement of my productivity when I grow in a low tunnel. So, new tag system for you guys. I guess at Blue Seal now you can either go look in the garden center yourself, or you can ask at curbside for one of the staff to get you a red slicing tomato or a green pepper. They will be able to go out, read the tag, bring the appropriate plant back to you. Everybody will be safe and happy. So hopefully we can get some planting in next week, and until the next video when we'll look at low tunnels, stay safe, wash your hands, and remember, you need to know what your plants need to grow.